We throw around the word tolerance all the time. But what if I told you that our common understanding of it is, well, kind of wrong? Today, we're going to dig into what tolerance really is. Not just passively putting up with things, but an active, powerful skill.
So is it just about live and let live? I mean, that's what we all think, right? It's a nice idea, but honestly, that barely scratches the surface. It turns out there's a much deeper, more interesting process at play.
And here it is. This is the crucial point. Tolerance isn't just passive resignation. It's defined here as an active skill. Think about that for a second. It's the conscious choice you make to accept that people see the world differently, and then finding a way to create, as it says, harmony in difference. That simple shift in perspective is a total game changer.
So if it's a skill, then what's it made of? What are the actual components? Well, the source material breaks it down into 5 core characteristics. You can think of these as the essential ingredients for genuine tolerance.
And here they are: activity, awareness, respect, acceptance, and self-control. Every single one of these is what separates real tolerance from just, not caring. Let's zoom in on a couple of these because they're really, really important.
First up, activity. And this one is huge. True tolerance isn't about avoiding people you disagree with or sticking your head in the sand. No way. It's about conscious engagement, actually choosing to interact and try to understand, instead of just ignoring them or walking away. And yeah, that takes real effort.
And that leads us right to self-control. We've all been there, right? Someone says something that just pushes all of our buttons. Self-control is that ability to just take a breath and hit the pause button on our immediate emotional impulses. Without this, a simple disagreement can blow up into a big fight. It's all about responding thoughtfully, not just reacting.
Now here's a distinction that we absolutely have to make. We often lump tolerance and compassion together, but they are fundamentally different things. Tolerance is about respect. It's saying, I respect your right to be who you are. Compassion, on the other hand, is about caring. It's saying, I feel for your struggles. One is what allows us to coexist peacefully, and the other is what builds those deeper human bonds.
All right, so we've got the theory down. We know what it is, but how do we actually do it? How do we put this skill into practice in our everyday lives?
Well, the source gives us 4 really clear, actionable steps. First, take ownership of your feelings. Recognize that they're yours, and nobody made you feel that way. Second, develop some curiosity. Instead of jumping to conclusions, ask questions. Third, try to change your perspective, just to see things from another angle. And above all, practice respect, even when, and especially when, you disagree.
And this is how you make it real. It's about challenging your own biases, and let's be honest, we all have them. It's about looking for common ground, even if it's small. It's about actively listening, listening to understand, not just to reload for your rebuttal. And sometimes it's just about having the maturity to say, okay, we see this differently, and leave it at that, peacefully. Okay, now here is a fascinating insight. What's one of the biggest roadblocks to tolerance? The answer might surprise you. According to the research, it's chronic stress. When we're stressed out, our emotional bandwidth just shrinks. Our fuse gets shorter. We become more rigid, way less patient, and a different viewpoint can start to feel like a threat. So managing your own stress is actually a direct path to becoming a more tolerant person.
So I know this can sound like a lot of work, so why should you even bother? Well, because the payoff is huge, and not just for society, but for you personally. Let's take a quick look at the rewards.
Practicing tolerance actually reduces your own stress levels because you're not constantly at war with reality. It builds your resilience, it strengthens your connections with other people, it fosters empathy, and it even enhances your problem-solving skills because you're opening your mind to totally new ways of thinking.
And this all brings us back to the main point, the core message of this whole explainer. We need to completely reframe how we see tolerance. It's not about being soft or just giving in. It's the exact opposite.
So, let me be perfectly clear. Tolerance is not weakness. It takes immense strength and real courage to engage with difference and work to create harmony rather than just demanding that everyone conform to your way of thinking. It's truly an act of confidence, not an act of surrender.
And this idea is captured perfectly in this powerful quote from the Dalai Lama. Strength isn't about forcing everyone around you to agree with you. Real strength, that lies in having the capacity to understand and respect those who don't.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought to chew on. In a world that so often pushes us to pick a side and dig in our heels,
What if our greatest, most profound strength isn't about being right, but about having the courage to truly understand?